And we are live. What's good, Charles? Your man, Dale Saint. Hey, how feeling? How y'all feeling? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Downrange podcast, guys. Downrange. Let's put the downrange logo up. There we go. There we go. Downrange podcast. As you can see, bam, it's right there. Um, I meant to do some more downrange stuff last week, but time ran out for me. Um, was what it was. I hope you guys had a good weekend. I know I did. I had a cool weekend. I was in Miami doing some things, checking out some people, meeting some folks, um, doing all that good stuff. And I had a blast. I, I had a blast. I stayed at the JW Marquee in I guess that would be downtown. I guess that would be Bayside. But it's literally right across the bridge from Brickell. Man, that room was amazing. Shout out to them. Great service. Had a great time. Um, I don't know. Marriott's gonna make they're making me a believer. I don't know. I might have to rock out with them. Um, but yeah, had a good time. Hope you guys had a good weekend. If you are in Central Florida, yeah, we got a storm on the way. It is a tropical storm somewhere in the Caribbean right now. Eventually, it's going to head this way, and all of the computer models have it hitting in either between Florida and I guess up north on the west side of Florida, coming in through the Gulf. It's crazy. But this is Florida. It's hurricane season, and that's how it goes down. The crazy part is no one has insurance. Um, this thing is slated to be a category 3, maybe category 2. Uh, by the time it hits landfall, and it'll downgrade considerably after it hits the land. But while it's over the Gulf of Mexico, the waters off the Gulf are warm. So the closer it gets to Florida, the warmer the waters are, the more powerful the storm will be. So it is what it is. It's going to be crazy. Um, but I'm not going anywhere. I normally leave when it's category 4 or higher, is when I grab my daughter and get out of Dodge. But for cat 2, cat 3, we'll see. We'll play it by ear. We'll see how it goes. Scam Likely's in the building. What's good, Dustin? Oh, how you feeling, man? We got Brother Dino in the building as well. Brother DL. You and Princess organized and stocked up. Yeah, are you and Princess organized and stocked up for the storm that is coming? Um, and then RIP to the 3 innocents taking my evil, and that was in Jacksonville. Yeah, bro. Yeah, we are definitely ready. That's shout out to you, bro. Um, we are definitely ready. And again, this is Cat 3 storms. I mean, it's high winds and stuff like that, but it's not as bad. Like the Cat 4s, really the Cat 5s are just devastating. Cat 4s are bad. 3s and 2s, and then like 1s, like tropical storms, it's messy. Wind blows around a little bit. You just gotta make sure everything is secure. But yes, sir, we are ready, bro. Thanks for asking. And Brother Dino's like, yeah, big Lewis Hamilton fan. Yes, sir. From the championship code robbery, I kind of lost interest. Listen, man, I saw what you're talking about. That was crazy. But I think Lewis Hamilton is going to get a few more before he's done. Mercedes just has to figure out the car. I don't know what's going on. Shout out to Red Bull and Verstappen. They're doing their thing, man. I'm definitely an F1 fan. I love it. I haven't watched last weekend's race. I'm going to watch it tonight. I have like the F1 app, and I watch the races. Yeah, man. It's just the car. Like I don't know what's going on with the engineers over at Mercedes, but since they switched over to the newer cars, they just haven't really been there. But Red Bull is just dominating right now. They got 2 of the best drivers to ever do it, in Verstappen and Sergio Perez. Got to give it to him. But Mercedes has 2 of the best drivers, one of the best drivers to ever do it, in Sir Lewis Hamilton, certainly the greatest F1 driver of all time. And then you have George Hamilton, who's my goodness, what's the other driver name? He's also English. It'll come to me. I had it a second ago. It'll come to me. But also one hell of a driver, and he's making his mark. So Mercedes has a good team. It's just I don't. It's the engineers. They got to figure it out. But shout out to Lewis Hamilton, Sir Lewis Hamilton. He's a knight. And shout out to all you guys checking me out right now, man. Thank you guys for coming through. That was a good weekend. Very, very productive. Was able to knock out everything. Missions accomplished across the board. So we didn't waste a moment. Had a good time down there too. Um, and then Brother Dino's like Cat 3, and then reaches the warm water could end up a 4 or 5. Nah, bro, the it's not expected to hit its strength until it reaches the warm water. So it'll be maybe a tropical storm, maybe category 1 by the time it hits the warm water. 2, it'll get to 2, maybe 3 by the time it makes land. So, but you never know how these things go. And I mean, you just don't know. Like once it comes out of Caribbean, who knows which way it might go? It still may turn, it may do this, it may do that. Who knows? But there are more storms out there. This isn't the only one. This is going to be a very active hurricane season down here in Florida, South Florida. Like I said, and no one has proper insurance, man. That's the scary part. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. And I see what you're saying about the designers, man. Like they got to come up with something. And if he's a design demon, he needs to come up with something. Right? You know what I mean? He's gonna have to come up with something, bro. I'm hoping he does. So I'm glad you guys are here. But down here in Florida, I will say this. DeSantis knows how to handle hurricanes, bro. They've already made the call. School has been closed down for Tuesday and Wednesday. Everyone's kind of, but they're gonna buckle down and all that good stuff. Yeah, we have plenty of water, plenty of food, and all that. But we're not anticipating a real bad storm. You know what I mean? A real bad storm. And like Scan Life was what I wanted to mean by proper insurance. Homeowners insurance, like the insurance companies have been leaving Florida at an alarming rate. And a lot of that's due for various reasons. None of it is DeSantis's fault per se, but the way he's handling it is not cool. Like he gave the insurance companies a lot of breaks. But yeah, insurance companies are leaving because they don't want to take on the massive risk. So you got a lot of people with these homeowner policies, if they can get them. I mean, so many companies have left, and I guess Citizen is like the insurance company of last resort, and they are already insolvent. There are people out there from Hurricane Ian that still haven't been made whole. They can't, get the money that was, according to the contracts on, these policies. So it's a problem. You'll see. Wait till the end of this hurricane season. I got a strong feeling that Florida is going to need assistance from the from the feds. They're going to need Biden or whoever's going to be the next president to help them out. It's going to be bad down here in Florida. For those people, especially for those people on the coast and in those flood areas and stuff like that. Florida's a big state. There's a lot of people who don't need all that extra coverage, but the governor DeSantis has already signed a bill, and I think it goes into effect in 2 years or something like that, where their premiums are going to go up. So basically, the rest of the Floridians are going to have to pay for the folks who can't get the proper coverage that they need on the coast. And homeowners insurance policies have gone way up, bro. The premiums have skyrocketed over the past 18 months, and they're slated to go higher. But we'll see. That'll be a different show for a different time. But it is what it is. Florida gets hurricanes, California gets earthquakes and wildfires, and the Midwest get tornadoes, man. It is what it is. Normally people get the insurance, but a lot of scammers out there, bro. A lot of people out there taking advantage, and it hurts. Eventually it catches up with all of us. So yeah, that's that. So I wanted to get into this, man, because we haven't talked politics in a while. And I meant to do this last week. I wanted to talk a little bit about politics, but again, the weekend got to me and I had to go and do my thing. But Oliver Anthony, and that's a dude, and he's out of somewhere close to Appalachia, something like that. He's an artist, songwriter, performer, and he has a song that's called Richmond North of Richmond. And the song's just like crazy. Number 1 on Billboard charts, I think, because everyone streams now. No more albums. No one sells albums anymore. So it just, people love the song. And I've listened to the song. Very, very powerful. Very, very powerful song. Very, very powerful song. And right away, the American political right has embraced this song. Like, yeah, this guy, he's our guy. And, a lot of people on the right came to this song right away. I was slow to listen to it. I had things going on, but when I finally did listen to it, I tell you what, I was like, wow, this is a very, very powerful song. The man has some great lyrics. Unfortunately for the political right, he, he said it. I'm talking about y'all. This is not very flattering to the one percenters, right? This is not very flattering to the politicians out there. This guy like this song is about y'all, the Republicans and the Democrats, all you elected officials, because y'all all owned by the 1%, which is what we talk about on this platform all the time. And this is a brother like this is to me. These are the type of Americans that I love to embrace. People who just tell their story. They tell you from their perspective what it is. I'm not gonna play the song because of copyright issues. I wish I could play the song because I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I must have heard that song 100 times. I think it's a great tune. That's one of the things I missed about living in LA. Living in LA was great for creatives, spoken word, you know what I mean, artists of all sorts, rappers, songwriters, filmmakers, the whole thing. People who just draw stuff, painters and abstract folks and sculptors. All that stuff is out there in LA. And this song, like, go listen to the song. It's a really great song. He delivers the song powerfully. You know what I mean? It's just a great song. Brother Oliver did an outstanding job. You know what I mean? So I was just blown away. But you would see that in LA all the time. You go to places, and just like Genghis Coin, or you go to Hotel Cafe, or you go to the Mint. There would be places you can go and just hear these artists you've never heard of. They just come in there and just, man, they give these powerful performances doing their thing. I do miss that about LA. Not gonna lie. I do miss that about LA. I'm pretty sure the same can be said about New York, Atlanta, Chicago, most of the bigger cities. I know Austin has a real big, well, at least they used to. They used to have a real big artist thing going on down there, almost like their own little community. Nashville is another place. You go down to Nashville and Memphis, you can go down there and hear some really good, artists. I'm talking every spectrum of music, from bluegrass to hip hop. It's all down there, right? So shout out to that brother. But I wanted to go over the lyrics. Like I said, I really encourage you guys to check out this man's video. He's on YouTube. Check him out. And his name is Oliver Anthony. As a redhead dude, big old country beard, and you know what I mean, got his hair and all that. He said some cool stuff. So a lot of people again made this political. I don't think that the brother really set out to for some sort of political message one way or the other. I think the guy's just talking about what's going on in today's world and what that means for just the average everyday man and woman, especially here in America. So I just wanted to go over the lyrics. Rich men north of Memphis. I just pulled the lyrics up, and it's right here. Before I get into that, Sister Candace is in the building. What's good, sis? How you doing? Good to see you. Hey, good evening, Brother DL in chat. Stopping through briefly. Hope you are safe ahead of this possible Cat 3 storm. Yeah, we're good. We'll make it. We'll ride through this one. So long as it doesn't get any more powerful than that, we'll ride through this one. So let's check this out, man. Let's check out. Let's see if I can get this other screen. This is the screen I want. I'm sorry, I can't enlarge the text without the advertisement taking over the entire page. It'll cover the text. So we just have to make do with what we have here. Sorry about that, guys. The Air National Guard is looking to hire folks. Look at that guy trying to look tough with his earplugs on. Hey, Air National Guard, who? But anyway, Rich Men North of Richmond. That's the name of the song. And the first verse is like, I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay. First line, selling my soul, working all day, bullshit, and I tell you what, I know exactly what he means by that. I know exactly how that feels. Before I got into the FAA, when I was out there just working hard, I know exactly how he feels. I remember the first time I got overtime working as a short order cook. for a restaurant chain. I was still in high school, summertime. Man, I worked so hard to get that overtime. And the overtime wasn't like a standard overtime, right? It was some Chinese math overtime that they would pay out. I worked so hard, guys. And y'all out there know what I'm talking about. And I was just so proud of myself. I just knew I was going to have this big old check. And boy, oh boy, I made it tell you, it wasn't worth it. When old boy said bullshit pay, I went right back to that moment. Like it was bullshit pay. And I was a kid. I was still a minor. I'm like, I don't know how the grown-ups do this. I'll work my butt off. And it was, I mean, I never did it again. I never did it again where I was working for that restaurant, ever. I'm like, nope, there's no way I'm ever going to work that hard again because I got nothing for that, y'all. Nothing. So I know exactly what he's talking about. Working hard for bullshit pay. I know exactly what he is talking about. And a lot of Americans do. Right? So I can sit out here and waste my life away, drag back home and drown my troubles away. And we wonder why people self-medicate, right? Right? First couple lines, right? In this, first few bars of this song. Right? The bullshit pay, drag himself back home so he can drown his troubles away. Self-medicating, it's talking about drinking. Some people like they self-medicate, they like to, get that green. Some people do harder stuff. Right? Because they're trying to drown their troubles away because there's so much going on. You can work your butt off. If you down at the bottom down there, right? You really down there, you working your butt off. You are never going to get ahead. You're not going to get ahead. No matter how hard you work, you tired. Right? You don't have any money to really go out and do what you want to do. You take your little pennies, going to get you a 40 or going to get you a bottle of, whiskey or rum or cognac, whatever, you pick your poison. Or go out there and get you a little green, go to the CBD place to get you some brownies or get you some whatever, some gummies. And you come home and you sit there and you mindlessly watch YouTube or one of the networks or, hopefully you can come home and watch your favorite sport. But you're sitting there and it's like, you're just trying to forget your problems for a minute. Man, I know what that feels like, bro. I know exactly what that feels like. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to. For people like me and people like you, wish I could just wake up and it not be true. But it is. Oh, it is. Right off rip. There's a lot of people out there like, man, I don't like country music. It's me out here singing and this. I don't care what kind of music you set it to, bro. I'm listening to what the man was saying. I'm hearing the message. I'm accepting the message. And he is 100% on point. It is a damn shame what the world's gotten to. It's an absolute shame. Look at what we're doing politically. We got an old man in White House right now who could barely stand up, bro. We're not even quite sure if he's still legally alive. Now, we don't know what's going on with that. And the guy he's there to beat is a dude that's going to prison. Look at where we are. We got people out here defending these dudes. Look at where the world has gotten to. And it is a damn shame. And like he said, he wish I could just wake up and it's not true. How many of us know that feeling? You just want to go to sleep, try to sleep, man, and wake up and just hope everything you was thinking about before you went to bed was just, I don't know, somehow fake or just goes away or something like that, man. How many people have been there? How many people have been there? You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. Brother Dane, what's good, fam? Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming through, bro. For real. Appreciate you, man. We gotta get you up here, man. I need to get a hold of you, man. We definitely need to do a show, brother. We need to do a show. We need to have an OG talk, man. Please hit me up on my Instagram, bro. And that's my Insta scrolling right down at the bottom right there. I really want to know podcast. One word on Instagram, man. Hit me up, bro. I definitely want to have you on for a show, man. And I already got the show in mind, bro. I already know what show I want you on. I already know. Good to see you, bro. See Brother Jackson in the building. My young knight was good. Say this man's a hero, bro. A lot of people are looking at it like that. This is where leadership tends to come from, man. This is the voice of the people. This is the voice of the people. This brother right here. This is the voice of the people. Listen to this man. So I've been listening to not just this song, but a lot of his music. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I subscribed. I'm listening to his music. I'm gonna see if there's a way I can maybe donate or something to this brother because I want him to keep making music. He's a great guitar man, great lyricist. I can't wait to hear more from him. He's got some good songs, y'all. But it is a damn shame, man. And when we wake up tomorrow, these problems still gonna be here, bro. They ain't going away. Right? That's a fact. They are not going away. Living in a new world with an old soul. Man, them words right there strike home with me. I'm living in a new world with an old soul, bro. Real talk, man. Sometimes I wake up, I look around, I don't even recognize the world, man. We talk about it all the time. The game's changed so much. The game's changed, man. They be like, what, you talking about dating? I'm talking about the game of life, bro. The game of life has changed so much. It's barely recognizable to me. It's barely recognizable, man. You're right, Young Knight. He does put his music, he put his heart into his music, man. You can hear it. You can actually hear it. Brother Dane with the $20 super chat, man. Appreciate you, bro. It's like, let's do it, brother. Hell yeah, man. Let's make this happen, bro. Hit me up on my Instagram, man. Let's make this happen. You know what I mean? Brother Doug's in the building. What's good, fam? How you feeling, man? Good to see you, man. Brother Doug's in the building, man. I'm telling you, man. Living in the world and living in a new world with an old soul, man. How many of us are doing that? That speaks to so many people that I know. And it's not like we can't adjust. It's not like we don't know what time it is. We do, but it seems such a waste. Right? And it's not the technology. I can't speak for everyone. I'm just speaking for me. I don't care. I love the technology. I love the advances we're making as a people, as a society. I love it. Right? But the thing that gets me is the pain that we are just putting on our fellow Americans. Right? Like, we don't even have to do it. I don't have a problem with hurting people when it calls for it. But we just hurting people just because we don't even see these people. We don't even see them. We hurting ourselves. At least that's how I take it, man. And he continues. Say, I love this song, bro. This brother has great lyrics. Living in a new world with an old soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just want to have total control. Want to know what you think, want to know what you do, and they don't think you know. But I know that you do, because your dollar ain't shit. And it's taxed to no end because of rich men north of Richmond. Yo, that's right there, bro. It was that verse right there that just made me really stop and start listening to this brother. It was that right there. Is where it made me stop and really start listening to this guy, because he sees it. This dude sees it. He sees the matrix, man. He sees the code just like I do. Those rich men, north of Richmond, they just want to have all the controls. They want to know what you think. They want to know what you do. Algorithms, bro. They tracking everything you do. When you go to the store, they'll give you a discount as long as you put information in there so they can track you. See what you're buying, why you're buying it. You see what's going on with Amazon. Go buy some stuff on Amazon and watch how Amazon starts sending you ads. Say something on your phone, right? Look at Facebook, look at Instagram. They want to have total control. They want to know what you think. They want to know what you do. Right? And most Americans don't even realize it. I guess they don't care to realize it. Maybe they're too busy to realize it. They're just out there trying to make it to tomorrow, trying to feed their kids tonight. They're just out there working that bullshit overtime, right? They just out there driving their Ubers. You know what I mean? They just out there making their deliveries. You know what I mean? Whatever app you're going to use, whatever food app you're going to use, Grubhub or whatever. They're simply out there trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. They don't have time to sit there and really look at it. But he's saying that he knows that you do, because this dollar ain't shit and it's taxed to no end. And again, this is, a lot of people looked at this like, oh, this is real political. He's like, he's just telling you the facts. It is taxed to no end. It is. Because of them rich men north of Richmond. I wish politicians would look out for miners, for those men and women who go underground to mine coal or whatever it is they're down there digging. The miners. He wish politicians would look out for miners, and not just miners, those kids on an island somewhere. See, this is where the political right, they jumped on this part right here. This part, they jumped on it. Yeah, miners, coal, bring that back. Make America great again. Coal ain't never coming back, y'all. He's saying, I wish the politicians would look out for miners. How could we look out for miners? Well, maybe we could find another industry, retrain them, and get them tooled up on that. Maybe we should have gone to some more wind or whatever. I don't like nuclear. Maybe we should have done more solar. Maybe we got these people and retrained them like Andrew Yang was talking about. Maybe we have to go to some sort of UBI. Because AI is coming. Even if the coal mines were going to stay open and America was going to live on coal, eventually robots would be down there mining it. So he's like, I wish the politicians would look out for miners. I wish the politicians would look out for Americans, American jobs. That's what I'm taking from it. And I could be wrong. Y'all tell me what y'all think. And not just some miners on some island somewhere, some little kids. And I hear what he's saying. And I'm not saying, I don't think he means anything negative toward these little kids somewhere, but he's talking about all the money America sends out in aid, which is nothing compared to all the other money we spend. Right? All that aid money wouldn't do nothing compared against that, $800 million, soon to be $1 trillion military budget we have. Right? You take all the aid that we send out, won't put a dent in that. But still, why are we so focused on sending aid over there when we got people right here need that help? Right here. Think about it. We got this storm coming down here in Central Florida. We got to go into the swamps and find people and get them out of there. Let them know, hey, a storm's coming. Find them someplace to sit so they can be safe. Are we even doing that? That's all I'm saying, man. Not just miners on some island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street ain't got nothing to eat. And the obese milking welfare. The obese milking welfare. He's right. He says it right here. He's like, we got folks in the streets ain't got nothing to eat. That's why he's talking that little comment he made about sending money elsewhere. When we got people right here in the streets, they ain't got nothing to eat. Y'all know y'all see them. I see them. I can't drive nowhere without seeing them. If you live in Southern California, you see them all the time. They probably right outside your window right now. Shit, they might be on your porch, on your patio right now. You know what I mean? So we got folks in the streets right here in America starving. They ain't got nothing to eat. And the obese milking welfare, right? And he goes on, well, God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground because all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Bars. Obesity is a serious issue in America. And he's right. Tax money should be not going to obese people so they can go eat junk food. You're going to take the tax money to go to obese people, at least feed them healthy. Help them lose the weight. Because that's a drain on our medical resources, and that keeps the taxes sky high. And then what he's saying about young men is true. Young men are self-deleting way higher rates than young women. Way higher rates. And this is just a guy. Go watch his stuff, man. Go to his YouTube channel. He's in the middle of the woods singing. Right? It ain't like he's in some sprawling metropolitan area. He's telling you what he's seeing. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground because all this damn country does is keep kicking them down. Keep kicking them down. Like it is what it is. Miss Globe Girl's in the building, my favorite sailor. So do you think the military budget should be cut? Absolutely. I think our military budget should be cut for 5 years. For 5 years. I think for 5 years we should cut, I would say 20%. We should take 20% of the budget, maybe 30% of the budget. And we can probably shore up some healthcare, like really take care of healthcare, really take care of education. We got to really, we got to look into our infrastructure. And again, I would have to sit down with some really smart dudes and like kind of look at it. But I thought I did a show on this, and I'm a military guy. Yes, I believe we should cut our military budget by at least 30% for 5 years. We should take that money and put it towards infrastructure, towards I would say education. I would say definitely towards healthcare. What else? We should take that money and we should shoot. I'm sorry, I just forgot it. I just went blank. But you can do a lot with that bread. Right? You can do a lot with that bread, right? So we could take that money and shore up some things now, especially our education. So, and I'm not talking about going out there and paying people student loans. No, you got the student loan, that's your debt, you keep it. But I think we should definitely take some money and maybe into some programs we can retrain people, maybe get them prepared for, the AI revolution is coming. Or maybe use some of that money for some sort of UBI program. I don't know. But, it would take very smart people, very serious people who have to sit down and figure out what's the best use for that money. But yeah, for 5 years, we should do that. There's no one that can touch us. If we just took 30% of our military budget for 5 years, no one. It's not like we worried about anything. Can't nobody touch us. And then we can go back to paying $1 trillion a year after the 5 years. Right? I would definitely want to do that. I would definitely want to put some money out there from housing. The only problem is those rich men north of Richmond. Right? If we do something like that, that's where the bulk of the money is going to go. To infrastructure. They're going to be out there getting the contracts because they're locked into the politicians. Right? The money is going to go to healthcare. The 1% tied into that. That's where the money is going to go. Right? I think the money should go into healthy alternatives, in fast foods. I'm going to do a show on this here pretty soon, but in California, there's a chain, it's a fast food chain. It's called Chop Stop. You guys can look this up on your own. It's called Chop Stop. And what they do is salad. They do salad. Every type of salad you can think of. Man, it's one of the healthiest meals you're going to eat. You get to pick and choose what you want in there. They have different types of, stuff that they put in there. So I would always go to Chop Stop and pretty much get the same thing. I would get like those healthy green, like the spring mix, because I don't like iceberg spring mix. And I would have barbecue chicken put in there and beets and apples and strawberries. I think they have blueberries. I put blueberries in there. I can't remember. With a vinaigrette. And they mix it all up in a big bowl. And then they put it in this big old container, about yay big, about yay wide. You know what I mean? It's big old. It's a lot. You can eat on that thing for 2 days. There's a lot of salad. And it's filling. And it's healthy. Right? I would take some of that military money that we set aside and I would put a Chop Stop by every McDonald's. Right? And I would get some government subsidized money for people to go to Chop Stop instead of McDonald's. That's just off the top of my head. Tell me if I'm wrong. That's just off the top of my head. And Ms. Globe Girl, I think I was on your soil. I think I know where you stay. I was on the water. I was having a good time down there, man. I love that. I love that town. Love that town. Yeah, look, Doug, like, you mean cut Raytheon's budget? Yeah, I cut all that, bro. You know what I mean? Halliburton, Raytheon, all of them. I mean, it's not going to hurt. I mean, it's not like we're taking all of the money, just a percentage of the money, and only for 5 years. I think we could do a lot of good with that. A lot of people could be helped with that. But if you 5'3" and you're over 300 pounds, taxes should not be paying for you to buy bags of fudge rounds or whatever snacks you're eating on. Facts. Like, the tax money should be going to you eating healthy and getting help for your obesity. That is a problem. That is a problem. You're an alcoholic. We shouldn't be giving you tax money to go out and buy Jim Beam or Boone's Farm. We shouldn't be doing it. That's a problem. Right? We shouldn't be doing it. Are we going to help each other or not? Right? But the 1%ers, those men north of Richmond, they only care about the bottom line. I ain't mad at them. Get your money. But let's have some alternatives, some healthy alternatives for some people who at least want to try to better themselves. Let's do something about that bullshit overtime. Let's make it meaningful overtime if we can. Y'all know I'm always screaming that. Unionize. You might be able to take care of some of these things. But this man made this song, and I'm, I listened to the song and I'm reading the lyrics. This ain't political to me. I just see an American who is concerned with where America is going. And he's just telling you what he sees. He's put in his music. He says, Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me and people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true. But it is. Oh, it is. Right? And it just kind of goes back to the song ends where it began. Living in a new world with an old soul, these rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just want to have total control, want to know what you think, want to know what you do. And they don't think you know, but I know that you do. Because your dollar ain't shit and it's taxed to no end because of rich men north of Richmond. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay. Yo, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. Dude, fire. Dude, fire. Yeah, he's got a bunch of songs. Brother Doug, like he dropped the second song. His whole pay, he has a ton of songs, man. He has some really good songs. I heard one on the day. It was like, I just want to go home. He's like, is a song in there, doggone it, doggone something, doggone it, something like that. He got some pretty good songs, bro. He's got a bunch of them, not just a few. So, and that to me, that brother right there isn't political. I think this song is amazing. And what I love about it is how politicians tried to take ownership of the song, and dude was like, Dude was like, So I got a clip from my favorite show. Y'all knows my favorite show, Breaking Points. Crystal and Sagar were talking about this today. So we're going to watch this on Breaking Points. And check this out, guys, which I thought was amazing. And
Oliver Anthony of the...
Let me put that on pause real quick. I wanted to talk about, he's talking about Oliver Anthony, and he responds to the GOP using his song in the debates. I didn't watch the debates. Of course, I'm going to do a show about the reaction. I'm probably going to use Breaking Points because I really like this show. I love Crystal, but yeah, Crystal's like, she definitely represents the left, but she's not way out there crazy. She represents the old school left, in my opinion, and Saga represents the old school right. And, again, I don't always agree with what they have to say, but I love what they're doing with this platform, and I just want to do what I can to help, if I can anyway, help them out. That's what I'm trying to do because I love what they're doing. I wish we had more news platforms like this. But the political right, tried to take credit for the song, and let's see what happened. Let's check this out.
Rich Men North of Richmond fame, #1 on the Billboard Top 100, the #1 song in the United States, didn't take so kindly to seeing his song used in the GOP debate, and not just in the debate, but really being embraced explicitly as a conservative kind of anthem against the ruling establishment. Here's what he had to say.
It's aggravating seeing people on conservative news try to identify with me like I'm one of them. It's aggravating seeing certain musicians and politicians act like we're buddies and act like we're fighting the same struggle here, like that we're trying to present the same message. It was funny seeing it at the presidential debate because it's like I wrote that song about those people, So for them to have to sit there and listen to that, that cracks me up. But it was funny kind of seeing the response to it. Like that song has nothing to do with Joe Biden, It's a lot bigger than Joe Biden. That song is written about the people on that stage and a lot more too, not just them, but definitely them.
Very explicit call.
That's a real American right there. That right there is a real patriot. That's a good old boy right there. I love to buy that man a drink. I ain't lying to you. I love to buy him a beer, whatever it is he drinking. I love to buy it and have a conversation with that brother because he's telling people to put it through the think tank. But he's doing it in a way that, you know, he's hiding the medicine in the candy and he's shoving it down their throats. Came out like, yeah, man, that song is about y'all, dummy. Right? That's what he was trying to tell him. Like, yeah, that song is about y'all. You know what I mean? All you conservative types out there, y'all out there thinking he one of y'all. You know what he had? He looked at y'all like,
you big dummy.
That's how he looking at him. Y'all was just some big old dummies. I'm talking about y'all. All you people on that stage. Not just y'all, but all the others. I'm talking about the Republicans and the Democrats, all these politicians. That's what he's talking about. I was like, man, when I saw that, like, yeah, let me go listen to this man's music. Let me go read some of this man's lyrics. Let's continue.
Out of the Republican debate and also saying I wrote that song about people like them. Let's put this up there on the screen. He also tweeted this out, quote, I don't support either side politically, not the left, not the right. I'm about supporting people and restoring local communities. Now breathe some fresh air and relax, please. I'm not worth obsessing over, I promise. Go spend some time with your loved ones. He also put out a Facebook post basically saying some of this as well. I apologize for beating a dead horse. I need to address this quote in my video earlier since it's been misquoted. Corporate news is now trying to twist me into being a Biden supporter. Rich Men North of Richmond is about corporate-owned DC politicians on both sides. Though Biden is most certainly a problem, the lyrics aren't exclusively knocking Biden. It is bigger and broader than that. It is knocking the system collectively, including the corporate-owned conservative politicians that were on stage that night. Good night, everyone, and thanks again. So I gotta give them.
That brother hit with some bars. Like I'm talking about, oh yeah, what do we say over here? If you're a politician and you're a household name, if all of America and most of the world know your name, you are bought and paid for. Period. Period. There's politicians on a federal stage from Wyoming, from the Dakotas, from Oklahoma, from California, hell, from Florida, that I don't know. Y'all don't know them either. Those politicians aren't bought and paid for it. They're doing the people's work. For the most part, you might catch a couple of them out there just you know, money grabbing here and there, doing what they got to do. But for the most part, they're doing their civic duty. They're serving their country. Those words they said when they rose their right hand to support and defend the Constitution, they meant them. But the people, yeah, the Bushes, the Cruzes, the Haleys, right? The Bidens, the Harrises, the AOCs, right? And then, you know, like the shoot, what's the name? These crazy right people are out there now. There's a guy out there, he's in trouble because he was messing with little girls. I can't think of his name. He's out of Florida. His name escapes me right now. You know, you got these people out here on the left and right, extremes, and everyone knows their names. They're bought and paid for. They want to keep those jobs. They want to keep that money. Nancy Pelosi, how much money was she worth when she got to DC? How much money is she worth now? You know me, man. I ain't mad at nobody. Get your money. But just understand the game, y'all. This man who made this song, Brother Oliver Anthony, understands the game. Understands the game. Brother Doug says he will be happy when more people start rooting for either side and look at both parties more closely and see the real power is with campaign donors and lobbyists. They don't want to see that, though. You're right, bro. They don't want to see that. They just want to cheer. This ain't a football game. It ain't a baseball game, man. This ain't hockey. These people are sitting here cheering and sending these people off to their own demise. We're going to destroy our political system. We're going to destroy America to the point where Americans don't even vote. I encourage everyone to go vote. I'm talking to the young men out there, old men out there, women vote. Brothers, y'all got to get out there and vote. Y'all got to do your research, find a candidate that's going to go out there and do what you need done. Go out there and talk to them. Don't let somebody put it into a nice little bubble for you. Go out there and meet them. Go shake their hand, right? Go see eye to eye with them. Go talk to them. Keep your eye on them. Hold them to account. and get them the votes that they need so they can go do what they say they're going to do. Don't just be electing any old body. You look at someone like Vivek Ramaswamy, don't be electing him because he's young and he speaks well. All right, don't do that. Don't be voting for someone like Trump because you think Trump's like you. Trump's a billionaire, bro. That man was better than you when he was in diapers. Come on now. Go out there and find you the person that you believe is going to do the best to represent you and the people around you. And don't just be looking federally. You got to start locally and work your way up. That's what this brother is talking about right here. This Oliver Anthony. This is what he's talking about. Let's continue.
Man, credit. It is, of course, it's mostly been Republicans who have, at least on a national level, been trying to embrace the song.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen a lot of video, of course, of, a lot of people, everybody for which the song resonates, and, God bless. I think that's great. And so I have to give him credit because I think the easiest thing that would have possibly been for him is to lean into this, right?
Sure.
To go the Rittenhouse route or any of these. Be like, listen, it's time to make some money. Go sign some, he said he's turned down like multi-million-dollar record deals. It'd be easy for him to go start playing Turning Point USA concerts.
Oh, yeah.
And to, go to a Trump rally or something like that. And he's like, no, I don't want to. Now, look, it remains to be seen. We'll see what he can do. It's not easy, though, to be thrust into overnight success and to fame like this and actually try and stand up, at least for some semblance of what you believe in from a more principled level. So I do appreciate that. I really appreciate that he was willing to call these people out. And I hope that he continues to do so as more people try in order to weaponize this song on a political level.
Yeah, I'm of two minds about it because on the one hand, like obviously I enjoy him being like, screw you,
screw
Fox
you.
News, and you're the problem, and all these like Republican tools on stage. Like the song is not for you. So of course, enjoy that. On the other hand, like the song is overtly political. So it's not so, I mean, when you're talking about like,
I love Crystal to death, but I don't agree with her. I don't think the song's overtly political. Everything's political, isn't it? It's game. Everything falls into that, but I don't think that this man sat there and put pen to paper and wrote this song thinking I'm going to get at the Republicans or I'm going to get at the Democrats. I think this man wrote this song in much the same vein as our founding fathers wrote the Constitution. I'm seeing the problem here, and I think this is what we need to be doing. I guess that analogy might not be on point, guys. I'm sorry, it might be a little too over the top, but I don't think that this guy was thinking politics. I think this man, and I could be wrong, I think this man was thinking we're wasting money, we're letting people get over, and at the same time, we're letting people starve. We're allowing folks to work themselves to death. And I think he wanted to just draw attention to it. And that's what musicians do. Comedians do the same thing. At least they used to. Comedians are afraid to say stuff now. I get on stage and say what I want. Right? But there are politicians out there. There are comedians out there deathly afraid to make a joke. Good jokes. To get you to look at something. The great comics do it anyway. Dave Chappelle does it anyway. Bill Burr does it anyway. Right? But, you got other comics out there, they're just deathly afraid. They don't want to get canceled. So they're not gonna shine a light on the bad things. They're not gonna shine. That's what comics are known for. It's the same with musicians. Great artists do that. They do it through their art, whatever that art is. So I really don't believe that this was some overtly political move. I think this was a call to wake people up. He wrote this for the man and woman out there who are working for that bullshit overtime. There's some great overtime out there. Like once I got into the FAA, oh my God, overtime became overtime. Thanks to NACA, the National Air Traffic Controllers Association union. Right? AFL-CIO, baby. That's where we got that amazing overtime from. That overtime would change your life. 1 extra day at work. 1 extra day. And we weren't working 7 days a week. It's illegal to work in air traffic controller 7 days a week. The most you can do is work them 6 days out of the week. And you can't have us work double shifts and stuff like that. It can't be done. But most Americans I know who are out here bartending, bar backing, waitressing, short order cooking, valeting. Man, they out here working themselves to death, man. They might work an 18-hour shift, bro. Do 9 hours, go home and come back and do another 9 hours. They working like that, man, for that bullshit overtime. They working like that. Then come home and all they can do is self-medicate. They gonna drink and go to bed and hope that things change. Just trying to tell you, bro. It's crazy out here, man. It's crazy out here. Miss Globe Girl, social media is a particular thing. I've seen people taking footage of themselves in tears while listening to his songs on YouTube. It's strange behavior. Very patriot-like. Yeah. Or is that parrot? Very parrot-like. You know, social media isn't real. And we talk about that all the time. And you know, there's so many people out there who are invisible and they want to be seen. I remember when Grace Vanderwall, I don't know if you guys know who that is, but on America's Got Talent, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, maybe longer. She was just this little 13 or 14-year-old girl with a ukulele, and she came out there and she just sang this song. She sang a song like the name of the song was I Don't Know My Name. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. I wasn't familiar with it when it happened. I didn't watch her discover Grace until she was probably grown by the time I discovered her. You just go back and watch it on America's Got Talent. She went on to, spoiler alert, she went on to win it all that season. And again, an artist is just a little girl telling songs about her life and what's going on with her world. I don't know my name. Just this little girl talking about school, and she's like, I don't know my name, and I'm just kind of going through here, and she's like, I don't know the rules of the game. And I was like, this little girl wrote her own little lyrics. She's like, I don't know my name. I don't know the rules of the game. So I just try. She's like, I'm just trying to figure it out. Right. And then by the end of the song, she's like, now I know my name. And then, you know, big crescendo. And she did an outstanding job. That song was amazing. Howie Mandel hit the gold buzzer. All the gold confetti came down. This cute little girl was just, I just like singing. They hit the jackpot. The network hit the jackpot that year with her. Again, I didn't get to watch it live when it happened because I was out busting my butt, dealing with what I was dealing with. But Grace wrote these great songs, and all of America latched on to her. All of America. They started making YouTube videos singing that song. And this little 13, 14-year-old girl, she's probably like, what the hell? You know, and y'all should check her out too. There's a highlight reel of all of her performances you can watch on YouTube. Like I said, beautiful, cool little girl, good little voice. You know what I mean? Her voice was unique. She is with this little ukulele, and she's up there playing, and I got jokes about it too. Trust me, I got some jokes about it. Not about her, but about the whole scheme, the way corporate America works, the way the networks works. Funny joke. But people latched on to her because they wanted to be seen. I'm gonna sing this song, and they could be crying and, you know, telling their testimony or whatever and singing a song or whatever, and they just want to be seen. So to your point, Ms. Globe Girl, like, yeah, I get you. It's just people will parrot it. They'll say whatever. But my favorite Grace song she did on that, and I don't have any of her music. I just love what she did that season of America's Got Talent. But she did a song called I'm Not Clay. And I ain't gonna lie, when I first heard the song, I was like, did this little girl write this song? But you can tell she wrote it. She's like, I'm Not Clay. That was such a great song. But anyway, she's doing what she's supposed to do as an artist, as a vocalist, as a musician. She's doing what she's supposed to do. She's reaching folks, and she touched people. You know what I mean? Just like Brother Oliver, he's touching folks, and he's letting them know, like, bro, I didn't write this song for y'all. And the fact that he's turning down money, like I said, all money ain't good money. This is a guy like, man, well, you know, he's turning down money. Now, that could be a strategy, you know what I mean, to max out the bread. But now he done came out against the very people who really want to rock with him. That tells me he ain't really scared about that money. He ain't scared about that money at all. Brother Dino, why would Billionaire use a bail bondsman to pay his $200,000 bail strings? I'm telling you, man, like Trump, man, it is what it is. I don't know, bro. It's 20 grand, $200,000 bail at 20%. You know what I mean? So what's that? It's No, at 10%. You only have to put 10% down, I think. So you would think that, yeah, he should have that money in his pocket. That should be walk around money, man. You're only talking about 20 grand. It's just, hey, man, because he can, I guess. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Somebody put their house up for Trump, they might lose their trailer park. They might lose their little trailer house. They double wide. I don't know. Yeah, it is what it is, bro. Trump's dealing with something he doesn't understand. And again, Brother Oliver is talking about Trump. He's talking about Biden. He's talking about the Democrats, talking about the Republicans. He's talking about all of it. And he's trying to shake Americans awake. Like, y'all need to wake up. Y'all need to wake up. Ms. Globe Girl said Trump will write that off on his taxes. Possibly. I don't know anything about it. I didn't know you can write that off. Because you get the money back. Like, when you come, you get the money back when you show up in court. So it's not like, I think you get the money back. I don't know how that works, man. The few times I had to deal with the legal system, I got released on the OR bond, bro. You know, not me. Other people got released on the OR bond, on recognizance. On recognizance. All right, let's continue.
Like Jeffrey Epstein, you're talking about politicians, you're talking about,
Welfare.
people on welfare. If you're 5'3" or 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Like, of course, people are going to view that through a political lens because it is overtly political. And the narrative, especially in that part about people who are overweight and eating fudge rounds and we're paying for them, like that is a, explicitly right-wing political statement. So, I mean, almost like in defense of Fox News and in defense of the conservative influencers who really were key to his success with this song, like, of course, anyone hearing these lyrics would interpret it that way.
So I'll give their side of it. I actually saw some people saying that. They're like, hey, screw you, man. They're like, the only reason you're famous is because of us. It isn't just be like the merits of the song. They're like, we're the ones who like posted it, memed it, and like brought it to our audience and really built you up and turned this into kind of an explicit like screw you against the ruling establishment. All those people, we're the ones who got it popular. That's why for who are you to come out and basically denounce your overall fan base? I don't know. I'm of a couple of minds of it. I think that the more I agree with you in terms of the explicit analysis of the song is very clear, like what the song is. As I've said, I basically think it's like a blue collar folk libertarian type song, of which is very reminiscent of like Reagan-esque type themes. On the other, it does seem in some of his commentary since that he has been trying to distance himself from the more overtly political part. So I talked to you about this before I pull this up. He's heard some of our criticism too about some of the language around welfare. Here's what he has to say. Our government likes to throw money at problems without conceptualizing real solutions to connect to individuals involved. The lyrics contrast that some left without any and others are left only with the option of living on junk food. Meanwhile, our farming industry has been corporatized and sold out. Food is entirely too expensive, especially in a nation with just abundant farmland. In politics, it's all about keeping people who are dependent.
So that right there, he's like, he's talking about people being obese, but he's, and being on welfare, and I shouldn't have to pay for your fudge rounds. Right. That beat right there. It's like, bro, why aren't we giving healthy options? The most plentiful, America has to be the most plentiful nation on the planet, right? But they've corporatized farming. Monsanto will take your farm. If they find any of their seeds done floated over onto your land and some crops done came up, they will come and take your product because they managed to get the government to back them with the laws. It says, nope, I own that. Well, if you own it, you better keep your seeds over there. Don't let them float over here. They float over here on this side of the fence. They mine now. Remember, it used to be like that. But Monsanto has the money, they have the lawyers, they have the lobbyists, and they're able to get these laws on the books. I'm just saying. That's just one of the things. I don't really believe that this guy came out like this is just some overt, rights, blah, blah, blah. That one video about not in my town, that was a political thing. That was right. That was political. That was a dog whistle. That song was what that song was. That not my town bullshit, whatever it was. But this song, this is a concern since this is an American. It's a man. It seems like this is a man who cares about his country. And he's like, look, man, we got to do something about this before it's too late. And Ms. Glowgirl was saying Trump found a way to write it off, even though he got it back. Even if he did get it back. Yeah, that's what got him in trouble in New York. That's the whole one of the problems with the Southern District New York case, the way he's been writing off stuff. But hey, man, it is what it is. Once you're a gangster, always a gangster. Trump ain't, Trump gangster with it. Him as Glowgirl said, I thought that verse about 5'3" and obese was a metaphor for something else. No, he's talking about, I think he's really talking about obesity in America. And he's talking about, and even there, he's like, a lot of people are obese because they can't afford to eat healthy. How is it you can't afford to eat healthy in America? How is it Americans can't afford to eat healthy? And I think that's the point he's trying to make. Like, how is it we got these obese folks, man, and you're getting all this. You shouldn't be able to use your EBT or whatever in a McDonald's. You shouldn't be able to do that. I mean, at least like a sit-down restaurant. But even all that food, I mean, we have so much bad food. What I mean by bad is like when your products can't be sold anywhere else, like they won't let American ketchup in Europe or UK. Like, because it's just nothing but sugar. It's all bad for us, man. Like everything, all of our food is just, the rest of the world won't even let it into their borders. You know what I mean? So I think he's trying to make that point, not necessarily a metaphor for anything else. And then he kind of said that with that statement right there. So let's continue.
It did seem clear to me here in this song, or in this kind of clear up lyric around the fudge rounds and comments. He didn't want it though to be perceived in the way that it was, if that makes sense.
But I mean, the line literally says the obese milk and welfare.
I don't disagree.
So like, how am I supposed to take that?
I am not disagreeing with what you're saying. I'm only saying it is clear to me that he didn't want it to become sort of anthem, I think, against welfare in that way. And look, he didn't know he was going to go overnight fame.
Yeah.
Unless it's like,
I have no problem. I genuinely have no problem with the guy.
Yes.
Like, I really
Same.
have no problem with the guy. I find the like fascination with the song interesting. I find the adoption of the song, by the right, interesting. As I said at the time, I think there's so much desire on the right to have some like culturally relevant products.
Yes.
That anything that seems like it fits into their worldview, it's like, yes, we love it. It's very like, they get very, people in that side get very excited. And I think that's why there was such elevation of the song. But I just, it's fine for things to be political too. Like
this song was adopted by political folks. I don't think the author of this song, I don't think that brother Oliver Anthony wrote this song to be some sort of political anthem. I think he wrote this song to wake up Americans. He wrote this song so people will know that they're not the only ones. There's so many Americans out there who think that they're the only ones out here struggling because they're looking at social media. They're looking at the technology today and like, look, they're looking at everyone else's highlight reel. And it's like, why am I struggling when everybody else is driving Bugattis and flying around in private jets and popping bottles? Well, the fact is, my friend, they're not. They're not. I was talking to 4 beautiful sisters in Miami. This was Saturday night. 4 beautiful sisters. And we had a really good conversation. I was so mad I didn't have any cameras or microphones with me. I'm going to see them again. When I do, I'm going to sit down with them. We're going to get this on tape. And we were talking about all this kind of stuff. And that in our conversation, that came up. The average American is broke by social media standards. The average American is broke. I mean, it is what it is. The average American can't go out, can't go to, you name the club and buy a $1,200 bottle of whatever and pop bottles and all that. The average American can't do that, which includes women. All my, red pill brothers out there, all you manosphere brothers out there. These women are just as broke as you are, bro. And I think this song is for Americans, so he's trying to let Americans know everybody is just as broke as you. Everybody working for this bullshit overtime. Again, we had an amazing overtime package, but we were union, government. We had to fight to get it. A lot of people lost their jobs. They lost their careers over it. And it was Ronald Reagan who fired them. You want to get political? We could talk about that. And it was Bill Clinton who hired them all back. Years and years and years and years later. Reagan fired them in the 80s. Clinton hired them back in the 90s. And it is what it is. You got to fight for those things. I think the brother Oliver Anthony is simply trying to allow Americans to realize that everyone has to fight for it. You know what I mean? And this is something we should be talking about, especially during an election cycle. Brother Dino was like $9 for eggs, gas and food price gouging. Yeah, bro. Yeah, man, it's going to continue to go up, man. The hurt over here in America is just beginning. Y'all just wait till this commercial real estate bubble bursts completely. Just wait. It's coming. We're going to lose a few more banks. That's coming. More banks are going to go down. That's coming. People are going to start losing their houses here in Florida and other places like Florida, Texas, Louisiana, California, right? Because of natural disasters, they're going to be losing it because their insurance companies aren't going to pay out. They're going to go through the fine print like, we only have to pay you pennies on a dollar. You watch. Let's continue.
There's oftentimes this reaction of like, oh, things that are political, that's bad. I don't want to. Almost everything is political. Like certainly if you're talking about Jeffrey Epstein and milk and welfare and fudge rounds and war and all, like these things are all political. So I don't think that there should be this reaction against like interpreting it through a political lens, because clearly a lot of the people that his art resonated with, they did see it through a political lens. They interpreted it as a validation of their views. And that's fine, but I don't know that you can fully like, you put your art out into the world, then people are allowed to interpret it and, find resonance with it however they want to. So that's more my view.
Well, his latest song, I think, is actually, it resonates with me a lot more. It talks about how
war,
we're on
right?
the brink of the next world war, talking explicitly, and I wouldn't say explicitly, but more so about calling out politicians sending money abroad, I think pretty clearly a swipe at Ukraine. I mean, you can call that coded left or right or whatever if you want, but if we can meme those types of lyrics into the broad populace, I'm all for it. I'm now explicitly pro Oliver Anthony. He's going to get some anti-war rhetoric actually in order to be cool, at least on some sort of pop culture level, to actually like break into people who may not have heard or considered those types of views before.
Yeah,
I think this is much more healthy.
I do think your point of like he could have very easily just been like,
it's easier.
Okay, the right loves me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna embrace it. I'm gonna like go all in on this. I mean, he could easily spit up songs that are just like overtly right wing and really clear and continue to have a lot of success and make a lot of money. And so I do respect the fact that he was like, this is not the lane.
I respect that.
A lot of people do travel down that path.
How easy is it? Overnight fame like this, I bet you every Republican politician has asked for him in order to come and go on the stage. I bet you also that Fox has been begging this guy, they're like, we'll pay you whatever you want, private jet money, in order to come and to become a contributor or whatever. I'm sure the Daily Wire and all those folks have been wanting to do something with him. I reached out to him through one of his representatives, and they were pretty exclusive. They were like, look, he doesn't really want to do interviews. He doesn't want to turn himself into like a political figure. To be clear, I think you can see from this, like I would be interested in talking to him from a less of a like, hey, tell me about why Joe Biden sucks view, and just be like, let's talk about this. Like, what was going through your mind when you're writing the lyrics? Like, where's it coming from? Tell me about your experience, Farmville, your homestead. What does it inform about you? The very big song that you released after is about the war. Clearly, you're very involved in online politics. Like, why? Why does that resonate with you? These are all types of questions. So, Oliver, if you're listening, we would love to know to get on. But I think in general, it does take guts to actually explicitly put at arm's length the people who in many ways did make you famous and who are, making you into a political statement and say, I don't want to be associated with that. From a long-term play, career-wise, probably the right move, in terms of the, and probably the right move. If you want to last decades,
who knows?
Not if you want to immediately cash out.
Who knows? It's so impossible to say. I mean, I guess the last thing I'll say is like, I actually think the fact that, some of his views are kind of like contradictory and they don't totally, this is like,
that's normal. Yeah.
Very normal.
Right.
Yeah, it's very normal. It's like, because he's not political. He just calling it like he sees, he's trying to call balls and strikes. It could be a play. I don't know. It could be a play to try to, let me up my value. People want what they can't have. It could be a play. I don't think so though. Like, again, they're like the Fox wants him, the right wing, the Daily Wire, all these people want him. He could, because this is a talented writer. The dude has a bunch of songs. Y'all go check out his website. He has songs, right? He has songs. The man can write, obviously. How hard would it be for him to just write up some stuff that they want? He won't do it. Why? Because he's gangster like that, man. All money ain't good money. All money. You know what I mean? And I look at this brother like a Bob Dylan or Johnny Cash. Right? He might be in that vein. He might just continue to make his social commentary through his music. This guy is going to be able to go start his own tour. If he came through anywhere in the South, I go see him. If he came anywhere close to us, if he came down here, Central Florida or Southern Florida, whatever, I go see him. Why not? I'll go check him out. Preferably a small venue. Right? Pay a couple dollars going there. I'll go check him out. Somewhere with some good acoustics. Yeah. Like I said, I've heard, 4 or 5 of his songs. I thought they was all cool. Young Var Amidson, I'm pretty sure I messed that up, man. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Thanks for your comment. It was a very long time since I heard something relevant as Oliver. I think we have to go back to the late 60s or early 70s. Maybe we can have a new Woodstock again. Hey, facts, bro. Facts. That's funny. Like as you wrote that and you put that in there, I was thinking Bob Dylan, Johnny Cash. You know what I mean? I was thinking, Crosby, Still and Nash. Like, bro, he's just making commentary. Yeah, he's definitely not happy with the wars and stuff that are going on and coming from a warrior. I ain't mad at him. Yeah, I ain't mad at him. You know what I mean? But warriors are necessary. But Americans, we need Americans to stand up for what they believe in and say what's on their heart, what's on their minds. Tell us exactly how you feel. That's the whole point, man. And you know what I mean? That's the whole point of First Amendment. You know what I mean? Brother Dino was like Bruce Springsteen and Dale had to tell Trump people to stop playing their music at events. Yeah, that's political. That's political. But that's what old boy did. He did the same thing. He was like, hey, man, he's probably like, y'all can play it, but he's like, he like he said in this video, man, I think it's funny. Y'all up here playing my songs. I wrote the song for y'all. Y'all the ones I'm talking about. Y'all the rich men north of Richmond. You people on the stage. They listened to it, but they didn't get the message. They really didn't hear it. But he had to let them know. You know what I mean? So that's my take on that, y'all. I think that, I'm glad he wrote the song. I'm glad whoever those people on the right, those commentators were, memeing it and foreigning it and doing what they were. I'm glad they did that. Oh, well, I'm thinking about it, guys. Please like the video if you like it. Dislike it if you don't like it. You know what I mean? Share it if you think someone needs to hear it. I gotta keep saying, I need to remind myself to say those things. I'll be forgetting to say it. But it's just on my mind, like, yeah, gotta like and subscribe. That's what I'm supposed to say. Like and subscribe. Like, my people get mad at me because I don't say it enough. But I'm glad this man made the song. I'm glad whoever those conservative people were that pushed it right into the algorithms, that pushed it to their folks, and it just went crazy. Like tens of millions of views on that one song. Amazing. And I wish this brother Oliver Anthony continued success. I hope he could put together some concerts and be able to do what he needs to do and put himself in a position where he can get his message out. I'm going to be watching him. I'm going to be watching him close. So, yeah, that's that, man. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be trying to broadcast during the storm, guys. Just so you guys know, I will be. My daughter's out of school for the next 2 days. I'm probably going to take her to her mom's. So I'll be here. I'll be broadcasting during the day. I won't be outside. I won't be one of those people outside holding on to a tree talking about it's windy out here. I won't be doing that. I'll be inside where it's nice and safe, dry and warm. Well, cool. AC will be on. But yeah, we're gonna ride this thing out. It's supposed to. The storm is, according to the latest models. Well, I'm not gonna say latest. I was watching some stuff earlier today. They were anticipating the storm hitting landfall around 2 a.m. or so Wednesday morning, which is Tuesday night. So I'll probably be broadcasting during the storm. This is to listen to how loud it is, looking out my window, seeing, seeing Toto and Dorothy and his Tin Man and Scarecrow go flying by. I'll be sitting here watching for that. But I'm gonna be here. We're gonna do some more downrange stuff. Definitely want to talk about the Republican debate. I want to talk about that. We're going to be talking about some other stuff. I found some really good stuff about a possible American Civil War. Brother Jay Swan sent me some stuff, and I'm gonna see if I can get him to join me, and we're gonna talk about that. And yeah, so we're gonna hit it hard this week on Downrange. We'll talk about relationship stuff on Thursday, y'all. Shushu will be here Thursday. We're doing a show, provided the house is still standing. Shushu is gonna join us Thursday. We're gonna talk about are men too weak and are women too strong in today's sexual marketplace. We're going to talk about that. That'll be a good one. Looking forward to that. That'll be Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all know how we get down. Maybe even we'll see. I'm gonna see if she can do 6. It'll either be 6, possibly 6:30. We'll see. We'll see how she's feeling. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Brother Donnie was like, Borat was at yesterday's People March. Good speech. Oh, I didn't see that. I'm gonna check that out. And that's Sacha Baron Cohen, the comedian. Yeah, Borat. You said it right. That you could never make that movie today. Imagine if Borat was made today and released, bro. It'll get shut down. It would be protesting the hell out of that one. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was fun. It's always a pleasure to see y'all. Thank y'all so much for supporting. I really, really, really appreciate it. We're going to keep this thing rolling. Thank you to all of you Ninja watchers out there. I know you guys are listening, and thank you so much for sharing your time with me and just listening to this old man talk to his computer, sitting in his act. I'm over here just talking crazy most of the time, but I truly do appreciate it. All the comments we get, I try to respond to almost all the comments. Some of the comments are just whatever. I can't, if it's just a weirdo person, I just, leave it alone. But all questions and other comments, I really do. I try to engage. I try to get back to you guys. So thank y'all so much. And we're still growing. Like we're 1,540 some odd supporters. We're growing, guys. We're growing, trying to get to 2,000, trying to get to 2,000. We're going to just keep bringing what we have. Sister Rosalind's in the building. What's good, sister? I see you're doing good. You're here pushing through, making it happen, girl. I see you. What's good? You are not old. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I am more than half a century in. I am old. Remember, I came up in the era where most of my counterparts didn't make it. I'm happy to be old. I didn't think I was gonna make it this far. I ain't gonna lie to you. So to me, that's a badge of honor. I made it. I'm happy. You know what I mean? It is an honor to be old. Now all I got to do is work on my wisdom and then help these youngins get it together. Like you 58, shoot, we up there, girl. We up there. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the party. We up there. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I appreciate you too, sister. I hope you're doing well. Keep fighting your fight. Sister Rosalind is she's battling cancer right now. So definitely all that positive energy, and I'm praying. Y'all know I ain't a very religious person, but I'm praying to any God that will listen because we need to keep sis around. So, for you guys out there, thoughts and prayers for Sister Rosalind for sure. Miss Glow Grill, did your counterparts not make it because they're old? My counterparts never made it because we were young, living in a time when it was dangerous to be a young black man. Still dangerous to this day, but it was really bad back then. We didn't make it because the streets. A lot of us didn't make it because of the streets. It's a lot going on. You know what I mean? Just a lot going on. It's still crazy out here now. So it ain't really changed that much. But yeah, from 14 to like 26, boy, that was rough. That was rough. But I made it. You know what I mean? And back then, that was when the phenomenon was hitting the mainstream media. They talked about it. Time Magazine, Newsweek, CNN, everybody talked about it. The young black males are dying and no one seems to care. BET talked about it all the time. Shout out to BET. So that's what that was. I was happy to get out of them streets. I was happy to make it out of the Midwest. Yeah. And now here I am, this old dude sitting around like, what's going on? But yeah, we're done. Appreciate y'all coming through. I really, really, really do. And please go over and check out Brother Oliver Anthony and his music on YouTube. Check him out. Like and subscribe over there. Listen to his words. You know what I mean? Listen to his words. And Ms. Glowgrill, like, just curious about why you think you're old. I want to be old. I want to be the old wise guy. The wise man. I shouldn't say wise guy. I ain't trying to be a gangster, but I wanted to be the elder. I wanted to get there. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think I'm old. I am. Yeah, I'm getting there simply because, society has changed a bit. But think about it. If we was living back in the day, I'd be way over the hill. I ain't say I'm over the hill. I just said I'm old. I just said I'm old. I'm not over the hill. Right? I don't need a cane quite yet. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need one in about 15 years, but I don't need it yet. So I'm good to go. And I like it. I love it when people come up to me, call me Unc, you know what I mean? I love it when people sit down and we have a good conversation like those four beautiful sisters that we were sitting there. We talked for 2 hours, having hookahs and drinking, and it was an amazing experience. And, they were really listening to me. And that's the thing for me. I love it. I absolutely love it. So it is what it is. I really got to go. Got to take my daughter somewhere. It's a wrap. I'm out of here. Thanks for rocking out with me. I'm DL Saint. This is the Downrange Podcast. I'm going to talk to y'all later. Peace.
Darn, that's the end.
See you tomorrow.